The Shadowrun series has enjoyed a renaissance as of late, but up until now, no one has paired its turn-based tactical combat with a 4-player cooperative mode. That's the main idea behind Shadowrun Chronicles Boston Lockdown. While multiplayer works fine and adds a touch of variety to the simplistic combat, it unfortunately comes at the expense of the story quality and depth we've come to expect from the series.
Matrix is faster, like zooming through space.
So you're a stay-at-home Shadowrunner?
Shh.
Boston Lockdown starts off with some excellent character creation. Its flexible tool makes great use of the Shadowrun universe's quirky mixture of cyberpunk and fantasy, and it's fun to deck out your orcs and dwarves with Red Sox caps and leather jackets. There's such a large variety of visual options, in fact, that few player characters look anything alike. Unfortunately, that same customization doesn't extend to the AI henchmen you're allowed to bring along. But what's really disappointing is that once you're playing, the streamlined stats system means that the racial advantages mean very little in practice. They may look different, but they mostly play the same. All this takes place in a bleak future Boston, but it's hard to tell aside from sports paraphernalia and the occasional familiar place. Most of your time in between missions is spent in the same squalid hub, with merchants and a taxi that ferries you to your next gig. Both the main and side missions that follow soon suffer from a feeling of sameness that never quite wears off. That's at least partially the fault of the combat. It is challenging, and there's a heavy emphasis on flanking and risky melee combat. The problem is that one rifle or melee weapon feels much the same as the next. As a result, finding new weapons rarely feels as satisfying as it should. Abilities also suffer from that same sense of limited progression because most upgrades are just minor augments for existing skills. Countering these aspects somewhat are Boston Lockdown's cooperative elements. When you're running missions in the company of friends, the fights move more quickly, and real players usually bring along goodies that NPC companions often won't. If you don't wish to play with others, however, you'd be best sticking with one of the recent single-player Shadowrun games instead. For more on Shadowrun, stick with IGN.